Okay, today I'm going to answer an email with questions that I get quite often. It goes like this. I'm young and Christian, and I confess that I'm very tempted to get into heavy petting with my girlfriend. She's also a Christian. I'm also tempted to masturbate when I'm alone. Is this normal at this age? Is masturbation a sin? Do all young people who are Christians go through this? Is it possible to go years without masturbation? When I'm dating, inappropriate touching always happens. Is it normal? How do I overcome these temptations? Am I far from God, or is it something that will always happen, whether I'm dating or by myself, in the case of masturbation? Okay, so I decided to answer these questions publicly because many people face the same situation. And of course, my answers are for those who want to do what works best for their lives. You are a free person, and you can do whatever you want with your life. But you should also know that not everything that you're free to do is the best for you. For example, we're talking about desires here, human desires. And human beings have many natural desires, many urges and instincts that are inherent to their nature. And not just sexual desire, but also the desire to sleep, the desire to eat, to drink, to laze around and do nothing. Haven't you ever woken up in the morning and felt like not going to work? That's a desire of the flesh, of the human body. A desire to hit somebody back when they attack you. These are all desires that are natural to everyone, whatever their faith or lack of faith, their age or their race, etc. And we all know, too, that if we were to give free rein to all our desires and take off the brakes, exercise no balance or control of ourselves whatsoever, then we will end up behaving like animals, if not worse than them. There are certain foods, for example, that are not good for you. And there are those that are good, but eating too much of them isn't good for you either. I mean, everything in life needs to have control, balance. Otherwise, we risk starting well and ending badly. In the case of masturbation, we're talking about a product of sexual desire. Without a doubt, one of the strongest instincts people have. Having this desire is very common indeed, especially in your teenage years, when the hormones that trigger sexual desire reach their peak. And that's only an extra reason why you should put on some brakes so you won't become a victim of an uncontrolled sexual drive. But how so, you ask? How can I become a victim of my sexual drive? Well, for example, unwanted pregnancies, sexually transmitted diseases, frustrated relationships, heartbreak, sexual addiction. A lot of people, more and more people nowadays are becoming sex addicts, pornography, sexual traumas that start in the young years of life and persist into adulthood. These are just some of the possible consequences of an uncontrolled sexual desire. I personally believe that one reason why God created us this way, with such a strong sexual drive from our youth, was to help us develop self-discipline even at a young age, from a young age. If you can control your own body, you see, then you are much more likely to develop the discipline you need to deal with other challenges later on in your life. Now, consider the opposite. When you give free rein to your sexual desires without any control, what are you doing? You are training yourself to live without balance and without self-control. Consequently, you will be much more prone to make mistakes and commit excesses in life, which could have serious consequences for you. So, to answer the specific questions, is having a strong sexual desire when you are a teenager normal? Absolutely. it's perfectly normal, especially if you are young. Is masturbation a sin, or is it seen as wrong? Well, not in the sense that God will throw you into hell for it, but for what this habit promotes in your behavior. That is, the lack of self-discipline and its possible consequences. Now, that is wrong and can open the doors to much bigger problems in your life. Can you go years without masturbating? Yes, absolutely. The human body already has a built-in solution for this. It's called Nocturnal Emissions, or better known as wet dreams, which is a spontaneous ejaculation that especially young men can have during their sleep. Girls, too, have been known to have such experiences during sleep, and this is not a sin. It's a natural way of the body to relieve sexual tension, and it's completely involuntary. It's not something you decide to do or to have. So don't worry about it. The body knows when and if you need to have it. Is heavy petting normal when you're dating? Well, let me tell you this. When you're dating, touching each other inappropriately is like lighting a match in a gas station. What are you looking for? An explosion. So, if you can't have the explosion, why light the match? Young people should avoid being together alone in private places when they are dating. They should date in public places where decent behavior is expected of them. And when they are dating at home, they should not be alone by themselves in a room. Both young and more mature Christians should understand that the main reason for dating is to get to know each other. You should look for opportunities to talk, to do activities together, explore what is inside each other. Because it's the person that is inside that body that you are considering whether or not it is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. Even later on, at a time when sex won't be the most important thing to you, but rather each other's friendship and companionship. I'm sure there are many more questions that you probably have, and I'm happy to hear or receive your comments or emails, but the time here is limited, so I'm going to have to end here. Have a great week, and until next week, God bless you. Bye-bye.